Yes, I'm on later than later. Bored to death at 2 a.m. in the morning. I will be. I'm, I did. I wasn't going to come on, but I changed my mind. Give me some ramen noodles. I haven't ate ramen noodles in so long. I don't like the cup, but we're going to get into it. I've been working all day, but I've been seeing what's going on the internet. It's crazy. Definitely crazy. We're the state. Let's see what Tisha has to say.
New update in the Nolan Wells case. There's a lot to discuss. Let's get to the business. A lot has happened in 24 hours. We called it before that the alibis are crumbling. They are making up new lies, and they're making up new lies that don't even make sense in new time. The DA came out and threatened everybody, saying, y'all better stop for the sanctity of this investigation. However, Officer Django is getting exclusive after exclusive. There was new video and even more cleaned up audio released, okay? They are actively trying to change the narrative in real time. Thank God nothing makes sense. Let's get into this. There's new cleaned up audio, not the stuff I showed you the other day. Janetta, the audio engineer that cleaned up the file, she actually cleaned up the whole 5 more minutes. We're going to get into that. A new main suspect has emerged. His name is Bart Jr. We have all his tea and his information. And y'all, you know what? Walk with me. By the end of this, you might be thinking, because at the beginning, I was like, Warren, shut up, you liar. That's what Warren was doing this interview on Officer Django. And Trevon, or whatever his name, baby, he is just lost. He is going to have an identity crisis in 5 to 7 years. But who cares? He can deal with his racial identity later. However, in the beginning, Warren was like, shut up, liar. You clearly did it. Because why are you out here running PR? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? However, there is a gentleman, and I say gentleman because he is actually, I believe, 21 years of age. Remember when Warren was on the boat? I'm giving you guys a rundown, then we're going to get to the new enhanced audio. This is new audio enhanced, legitimately, not AI. It's not what I showed you guys yesterday. There's been an additional 5 more minutes. There's also been exclusive footage released. However, the footage pretty much proves that they're all lying. But let me tell you on why Bart. You're going to hear about him, and you need to know his back tea. Okay, Bart was 21 years old. Remember when, not Warren, I'm sorry, but Wyatt, when Wyatt was on the boat calling, and we heard Bart's name, and they asked him, is anybody over 21 on the boat? And he said, no, they're not. That was a lie. Bart was on the boat. Now, why is Bart so interesting? Because Bart was called in the messages, in the not DMs, but in the comment section, multiple things on, it was either Instagram or Facebook, saying that he's been in Wyoming for the past year. Now that's interesting, because your name is also on all the reports. Your boat was searched, and everybody heard you. Your name being thrown out in the audio. Again, this is new audio, verified, non-AI, not the first 30-something seconds that I showed you guys cleaned up. She went and cleaned up 5 more minutes. There's a lot in there, and you guys, once you hear this, yeah, they need to lock all of them up. But let me just get back to Bart. I felt in that interview that Warren was lying. And psychiatrists, psychotherapists have agreed that the lack of curiosity in Warren and Trayvon's interviews is very curious. Because even if your good friend did pass away, you don't even care how he went, you don't care how he drowned, you don't care anything. You're just like, yeah. And the only thing that stops curiosity is certainty. When you know what happened to him, you're not curious anymore. You just want this to go away. Again, in my opinion, Warren and Trayvon just look lost in the sauce, baby. He is just trying to audition for it to be his white ancestors' mascot. Like literally, he's just trying to prove he's down and not with the brown. But Warren, I was always like, you are a liar. You're lying. But here's the thing, y'all. Maybe the reason Warren's stepmama, Judge Ashley Cole, Warren's whole thing, maybe that's why they went to Officer Django and did this interview. Maybe why they jumped, because Warren maybe knows what happens, but he's not actually the person that caused anything. Who do I now think is the person that caused everything? Well, played a major role. I believe it is Bart. The person they kept saying, my buddy. The mystery person that they didn't want to reveal. The mystery person that said, oh, I've been in Wyoming for the last year. But yet your boat was searched, your name is on the video, and you're all over. The person that Wyatt, when he was on the 911 call, said there were no adults on board. You guys, it gets even more strange. But there's a lot. I don't want to ruin everything. There's a lot we have to go over to. First, let's look at the video that was released by Officer Django. These kids are so stupid. First of all, let's show you the video, and then let's ask what it's supposed to prove, and then let's look at the evidence, because they don't even have the same clothes on. So either this is from a different day, or you guys changed swim.
It's not from a different day. They've been on the beach all day, and kids will bring changing clothes. That's why I told them it's not far-fetched that Nolan may have changed his trunks. You know what I mean? So I don't, not understanding why they think like kids won't do that. Because if I'm wet, even I bring, you know what I mean? I bring extra clothes. So it's not far fetched. I don't know why they're trying to convince somebody that they don't. Everybody brings changing clothes. They just do to the beach. Like if you don't, you can mess up. You can mess up. You know your bikinis. Your monthly. You can come on. Anything can happen. They're lying.
Trunks. And ain't nobody doing this. You guys are not on a girls' trip to Bali. Nobody is changing their clothes mid-picture. So this is the proof. Once that audio was released, and once the audio was released, and once I also have a flow chart on everybody that was on that boat and how powerful their parents are and their grandparents, and why this looks like to be like a good old boys thing, right? But the DA is saying we can't leak any information, but yet the people involved magically, when that audio from TMZ surfaced, the part that's at 30 seconds before, that everybody was wondering if it was real, because if it was real, why wouldn't TMZ wouldn't release it? Now all of a sudden, they're coming out with all these alibis. Now all of a sudden, they're feeding information. I believe that Warren is going so hard in the paint is because he knows what happened. But Wyatt and Bart are the ones that should really be worried. But let's get into this. Okay, first of all, this is the video. Ready? Right? Now, let's look at this. Let's look at this. Everybody involved. All right? Now this, what they submitted this to Officer Django is to be certain that they took footage of their boat being towed, not by sea tow, but by other people. Now here's the thing, and let's break this down before we get into the obvious things that don't make sense about the clothes not matching. But let's talk about the obvious things. Going by what Wyatt's call actually said when he was calling sea tow. If you zoom in right here, one second, y'all. Let me try to make this bigger. If you zoom in right here, you will see that that's supposed to be Warren on the phone making the call to sea tow. However, right? or somebody's on the phone making the call. This is supposed to be when the boat was towed. All right. Now, one, this makes me think that it was a lie that there's no cell service on Horn Island. Because over in the back, you see a bunch of boats. Y'all are literally very, very close to Horn Island off of the shallow end. How are you saying it didn't make sense to leave Wyatt with his phone because there's no service when you are on the phone talking to someone? Now, this is supposed to be footage of when the boat was being towed. So first of all, first lie, there is service off of Horn Island. And if Wyatt had been left with his phone, he probably could have gotten service. Okay, fine. Second thing, this is supposed to be, according to Officer Tatum, the video of when the call was being made and also when it was being assisted by a tow. Now, one would wonder, one, who are you on the phone with right now? Because you said cell phone service don't work. But two, if you are you're on the phone with CTO, how are you asking CTO for help being towed when this is taken from the vantage point of the people that are supposed to be giving you the, what do we want to call it, the tow number 2? Let's not forget, at this time, he's on the phone. This is what this picture is supposed to prove. I'm not saying I believe it. Just telling you. He's on the phone with CTO. They're also being helped by a neighboring boat to be towed, right? Now, that rope is supposed to prove that they're going to throw to the other boat and they're going to be towed. Why would you be on the phone with CTO if you're already getting assistance? And why is your grandfather, Jerry, because I believe this is why is your grandfather on the phone with the CTO's captain on an unrecorded line? He hit him on the private line for a tow when there's already somebody in front of you. Now, keep in mind, they are insisting that this video was taken from the vantage point of the boat, not CTO, but from another boat that is helping tow them. Now, they also said the boat was sinking. Not, oh, it was taking on water. Taking on water is an emergency, but it's not.
Y'all, this picture, I'm going to say alleged, was taken by Tatum. You notice there's no other boats. There's no, if somebody was towing them, they would have took a picture of all of them. They all came out there and took a photo out to try to convince somebody. But the internet is not laying down. They don't have enough money to fight the internet machine. The internet machine is the machine. And whatever side the internet decide they want to be on, that's what the majority of the time the jury is on. That's just that. No matter what your skin tone is.
Sinking. We have to be very careful about the words that we use, and we're going to use the words they used. This boat does not appear to be sinking. Nobody appears to be panicking. The guy on the phone, if it is Wyatt, appears to be posing.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. If I was in that predicament, no life jacket, no nothing. They just chilling, like they're doing a photo op. That's it. I would be panicking. You know what I mean? I would have had everybody out there trying to save me. Like I would understand. Like he on the phone, what, and all type of stuff. He just like some people just sounded a little lit. You know what I mean? Not saying he was, but
Right? Everybody is just standing around. What exactly they think this proves, I don't know. I really honestly don't know. I do know that every time new information comes out, they change their story to try to accommodate new information. We've all been there, right? Your mom asked you, did you eat the cookies? I did not eat the cookies. Did you eat the chocolate chip cookies? I did not eat the chocolate chip cookies. Why you got chocolate chip? You haven't eaten anything all day.
that boat.
So why you got
Sweetheart, hold
chocolate?
up. Newsflash: that boat right there, what you see, ain't tied to nobody. A matter of fact, you don't see no other boats. So I'm confused. Yeah, when they were all hanging together, Yeah, they had boats around each other. This is to me a photo op, and that's just what I think. You know what I mean? I could be wrong, Vic, Victory, Victory, Vicky. You know what I mean? But newsflash, I don't believe nothing that they say. I believe that honestly, that they argued, taunted him, got him out there, whoever it was, and somebody grabbed him from behind. That's why you have the abrasions in the back in that one little spot. Choked him up, allegedly again, choked him up, and thought they were like gonna scare him and end up breaking his neck. That's what I think. That's why you possibly can hear the sound of "Is he not here?" And they say "SSS." I know. Okay, I didn't know what you were going with it. I'm not saying I'm wrong because I listen. Literally, Vicky, listen. I don't know what happened to this child because they putting out, in my opinion, a lot of fake videos. They put in. I think that the recording is that one that the lady, the audio lady. I think that's factual. Even Nancy Graves did it, and they got a little more. Like somebody was gasping for air. You know what I mean? So I mean, I think that people are just putting stuff out, playing games and stuff, like the boat with somebody leg hanging over the boat. I don't believe that. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I'm gonna keep it a buck. This is the first time like I'm just like I just feel honestly that I don't know who's right and who's wrong. I'm gonna keep it a buck because they all keeping tight lipped. But I do know that somebody knows what happened to him. You know that they not gonna burn my. They not gonna make me believe that somebody don't know. It's crazy. You know. I just pray. I listen. That lady, they lied so much in trying to push their. I know. I'm like, how you just agitated about it, and you just like pray that this issue is over with. Like, I'm just, I'm like sick of it. You know what I mean? They got this narrative, and it's like every other day they pushing out stuff. Even that girl, that KK girl. You know what I mean? She was there, in my opinion, and this is alleged. There were the, there were girls talking. So when they showed a picture of boys, but on the recorder, there are girls talking. Those are not boys. I mean, the boy who answered said something, but I heard a girl say, "Is he? Is he not here?" You know what I mean? So y'all show pictures with boys, but obviously they had girls on the boat too. So I'm confused about that. I mean, this picture looked like uh, that Tatum guy allegedly went out there, did an interview, tried to switch this up because some big people involved. They accidentally, not meaning to, in my opinion, to kill him, but I think whoever that was a barbarian human being, and he went hard. He hated. Listen, whoever did that, they hated this boy so much for no reason. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, they lie so much. I ain't gonna lie, they do. Like,
Right here. If you didn't eat the chocolate chip cookies, no, you don't understand. I ate some chocolate ice cream.
and y'all go check the picture out. Nolan had a chain on. I mean, not a chain. He had like a necklace or whatever he had on. Why the boy who the vote for ended up with that same chain? I don't know if they. I don't. I mean, Nolan was the only one I seen with that on the boat. I seen someone showing it, and I don't know if they Photoshop it or whatever. But that boy ended up with Nolan's thing. Yeah, like the boy ended up with the bees on. Like when you would have gotten those if you left early and you left them there? That's crazy.
But you said you ain't eat anything all day. No, I thought you meant that I eat any chocolate chip cookies. No, this is chocolate from chocolate ice cream. And your mom is literally looking at you like, go get my belt. Like, shut up. Shut up and stop with the dumb lies. This is what these people are doing. Again,
let me tell you something. Some adult told them what to do. And I'm gonna tell you, they the most dumbest children on earth. That's all I can tell you. Cause if somebody got to go to jail, somebody got to go to PJ's Motel. For real, for real.
this is supposed to be from the vantage point of the people that are telling them.
Let me tell you.
Why are you on the?
She's gonna talk. I thought she was gonna talk about stuff. Hold on 1 second. Let me see. See right here. Here you go. Right here. He had his chain on. Hold up. They finna talk about it.
But I'm still here. Like Keisha say, clear real talk lives, right?
You gotta go into it.
On the screen. Okay. So if you want a cash app, it is money sign Lakeisha Keisha. PayPal is Lakeisha Keisha 22 at the pool party. But the people are saying this. This is what I want y'all to understand. It's a little bit of truth to every lie. Okay. I want you to understand there's generally a little bit of truth to every lie. I'm going to tell you the reason why I said that is because if you guys recall, when this very first started, they said Nolan was trying to get his phone back. Y'all remember that? Remember? Then it was all of these fake ass friends coming out to say, no, Nolan wasn't asking for his phone. That was me. I was in an argument with somebody, but we heard somebody getting their phone back. So what it seems like they have done is damage control. Okay. But now people are coming out to say, yeah, he actually was trying to get his phone. I did a video yesterday in which some people are saying, yeah, they saw some stuff. So another thing we cannot deny.
You know what I hate? Listen, this young boy was not in the streets. He did nothing wrong. And these are the people they are attacking. You know what I mean? They do all this bullshit. They won't go into the neighborhoods, the real neighborhoods, and fuck with nobody. They won't go mess with the ones that come up out the neighborhoods that they know will get put belt to ass. You know what I mean? They go and try to make statements on people they know that want to live a productive life, which is sad. We'd had a few young boys under the age of 25 either drowned or got unalive. It's crazy. You know what I mean?
Is that they were fighting on this island. Something was happening on the island and people was getting the hell out of there. Think about it. You came to celebrate the 4th of July, and then 3:30, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, y'all just pack up and get the hell out of there. Yeah, that something doesn't work with that story as well. I want to show you guys this clip because you all have been talking about the necklace, and I was hearing you guys talk about the necklace, but quite frankly, I didn't know what happened to this necklace. I did not have a response to what happened to Nolan's necklace that was on his neck. Now, I'm going to show you guys a video that was sent to me, and you guys let me know what you think.
This investigation does not stop. And I want to say a shout out to Seven Figure Shay, who tagged me in this creator's video. Now, what I'm about to show y'all is very important, and it could break this case wide open, okay? So I just want you to hear from her, and I'm coming right back.
Bombshell tonight, watching Nancy Grace. Do you see the red beads in this video? This person's face is covered because you ain't coming for me. I just want people to see these red beads you got on.
Those are
the
Nolan
only person
beads.
I remember seeing red beads that day is Nolan Xavier Wells. I just want to know, at what point did Nolan give you those beads, or did you give them to Nolan to take the photo? What's the timeline? The timeline is changing. That small detail changes the timeline. Nancy, Attorney Crump, the timeline.
So,
Thank
y'all,
Thank you for joining our membership community, Lisa. If you guys want to join, where we have member-only videos, make sure you guys get your membership. Now, she didn't say, but that's okay. We're going to get into this video that I missed. Again, there's so many different clues with this case that when you focus in one area, in about 2 days, it'll be a focus in another area. I missed this.
Of course, maybe there hasn't been really any errors there, but from what our
There he goes. She didn't say his name, but there he goes with those beads. Look at the necklace. Is this the necklace that Nolan Wells had on? Interesting. Is that Warren? Why would he be wearing a necklace around his neck that appears to be the same necklace that Nolan Wells had on?
reporting has showed there have been dozens of people who have spoken to law enforcement as witnesses. But Nancy, we don't know if it's any of these people that you're seeing in this little cove area right here. And the timing, I think, is really important because these images are taken.
There we go again.
And right around, I think like the timeline's about 3:30-ish, 4:30-ish, when the boat that Nolan came out there on leaves and starts taking on water. That's one of the pegs for the timeline. When these photos were actually taken, that is a peg for a timeline.
There we go. Looky, looky.
But what we don't know is where Nolan is. There he is. You can see that image right there. What we don't know is where Nolan was when that first image that we saw with all of those boats kind of tied together, when that was taken.
Now, here's a still image. I so hear you guys in the chat. And I'm starting to believe this because if you all remember, this is what they said before, that he was unalived at the pool party. But for the life of me, I'm trying to figure out, then what is going on with the call? So I guess I'm not going to try to figure that out, but I'm starting to believe that it definitely had to happen at the pool party. Do I know if it happened at the pool party? Absolutely not. But there's a missing piece here. And because there's this big missing piece, it's like, okay, we hear the CETO call, but we know or we think that this happened at the pool party. That is the part that I don't understand. I don't understand what's going on with the necklace either. I do not understand what is going on with the necklace. I do not understand if that's Nolan's necklace. Why would he be wearing the necklace? So I don't know, guys. We know something happened, but I'm starting to believe it actually happened at the pool party. You guys,
Y'all, let me tell you something. I don't think it happened at the pool party. I definitely think it happened on the water. They after he talked to that girl, because you got to listen to the interview. You can't hear I mean, you can't just think you heard what this boy was saying. He said, I made a slur or something about the girl he was with. See, they're throwing out things. Just like they say, they'll tell the truth, but also tell a lie with the truth. You know what I mean? And whatnot. So I'm gonna keep it a buck. I think I think they choked him out and broke his neck, because did you hear on the boat she say, is he dead? If that video is true, that's exactly what she said. Whatever happened, it took place where all of them was around. They was nowhere around these people, some of them. Now, did they probably have a fight? They did. When they had that picture, you guys, of Nolan, a boy behind and a boy on the side, they are letting you know. See those people in that picture? I don't think they have nothing to do with nothing. I think some of this stuff was Photoshop, but they let you know what happened. See, they have secret codes and stuff and laughing at us like fools. I'm telling you. Look, he had that red mark behind his head because they choked him. And they probably was trying to scare him. But whoever that barbarian human being was who did that, I believe they broke his neck. That's why they kept the throat, stuff like that. I believe they broke his neck. Because whatever happened, they say, is he dead on the video? If that video is correct, then I seen another video where you can hear somebody like they gasping instead of getting help or whatever you did to him. You know what I mean? I believe his neck got broke. I don't care what nobody say. I believe whatever happened to him, his neck got broke. That's what I believe. Sound like they said the audio feed really did. Yeah. Interview. They both said the timeline with especially speaking from Listen, let me tell you something. These folks been doing this for so long, and it's a bunch of rich pricks. They jealous. They was. Let me tell you something. Nolan had everything against him. I mean, everything for him. He was gonna be a prospect. He going to D1. I think from D2 to D1, right? All the wide girls liked him. You understand? Because of who he was and his swag, his athleticness, and everything else. You get me? And they ain't like that. See, when you got that much hate because you're not the it guy, something's wrong with you. Them boys looked at they look like they had been out for 21 days straight. You hear me? Now, I'm more than sure, not saying no names, but I'm more than sure it was drugs out there, alcohol out there, and no telling they may have gave him something, made him took something and consumed something. We don't know what happened. But guess what? Nolan knew how to swim. He was on the swim team. So he was all around, he was an all around guy. He said, yeah, and that's why I ain't gonna lie, they haven't said that he had drugs. That's that Tatum guy putting that bullshit out there. I'm gonna tell you, Mississippi want this gone, and I'm gonna tell you, it's not going nowhere till everybody get answers, because this have reached Hollywood, this reached everywhere. You know what I mean? This have reached everywhere. It's not going anywhere till we get a solution. Like it's just not about to go anywhere. Don't understand these people. Like people just want to be left the f alone. You know what I mean? Like don't nobody who in the world want to wake up and have to bury their child. Like what mother, what mother, right, will want to bury their fucking child instead of their child burying them? And y'all, they are attacking boys under 25, but they're not going to the hood attacking them. See, they not gonna go. They know that. See, everybody have their picks and chooses who they will f with. I could tell you that. They got their picks and choose what black folks they will mess with. They got their picks and choose. They ain't gonna mess with everybody, but let me see what
Recall, there were a lot of people coming out anonymous, being anonymous, saying that Nolan Wells was unalived at the pool party. If you guys recall too, think about this, because now I'm starting to go back to the original information that was provided. There was a picture that was posted on the 4th of July from, I think the guy's name was E. Evan or something like that. Evan went back and deleted the picture. Well, he thought he did. But because he posted it to Instagram, it was shared on Threads. Why would you delete the picture? It made no sense. They stated that the picture was actually of the week before. I don't believe that. I do not believe that. Give me a second. I actually have the picture. It's right here. Let me go back. So I don't believe that this was the week before the 4th. We actually have to go with what we believe to be correct. Why in the heck would you have USA shaved on your chest a week before the 4th of July? It makes no sense.
And he
We don't know what the metadata shows.
Y'all here,
That doesn't make sense.
it's right here, y'all.
I don't believe
USA
that.
on his chest. If
I
y'all
do not
close.
believe that.
Let me see if I can get it.
We don't know where that alleged metadata came from. What we do know is that this is a massive
USA,
cover
y'all.
up. Okay, so I know they say that it was from a week earlier. I don't believe it. I do not
Yeah,
believe
yeah,
it.
he got USA on his chest.
I don't
So
believe it.
why we have USA
Because
a
if it
week
was
before?
actually from the week earlier, why was it deleted? What was the purpose of deleting this? My thought is that it was evidence after the event occurred, and possibly they went back and deleted it then, not knowing or realizing that when you go on Instagram, your stuff is being shared on threads. I don't believe it was from the week earlier. You know why? That boy, Bart's mother came out and she made a statement basically saying that Bart is busy. I don't remember exactly what she said, but from her statement, it led me to believe that Bart couldn't have been available.
They come from the World
before.
Cup, please.
So I don't believe that, because if this picture was from a week earlier, why did they delete it? Why was it deleted? It wouldn't make no sense. And do you know one other thing? This picture was put on the internet in the wee hours of the morning, which would indicate it was put on the internet during that time. You guys keep saying the metadata says whatever it says. I don't think you understand the people that's involved here. This is a massive cover-up. People have alleged that parents were there when this had taken place to Nolan. So you know what that would mean? Then that would mean that they are in on it
She
as
should have
well.
said nothing.
So them saying that the metadata reveals something else, I don't even believe it. Because if that is true, why did they delete it?
And y'all know Officer Tatum has not been on live since that guy Trent went on TMZ and blasted TMZ, telling about the metadata, the metadata that, like, how do he know that's true? And he been trying to get him to come on his show, and he won't come on his show, y'all. And Trent was making, I'm gonna hope I can see it. He was acting like he was calling for him, asking if, have they seen him, calling the police, like pretending like he's calling the police. It was funny. It was so funny. Let me see what else you got.
It wouldn't make sense. Why would you need to delete something that you know was taken a week prior? I don't believe it. But again, I don't understand what happened. People are saying that they brought him back to the pool party after whatever had taken place, because again, we do know what happened on the boat because we listened to the CETO call. We can take that as factual because we listened to the CETO call. Now, I know a lot of you people are saying that this picture happened the week prior, but I want you guys to understand is we are not dealing with average everyday people. We're dealing with a bunch of corrupt people. This is a mass cover-up. So them telling us that this picture occurred a week earlier, what?
All these people in this picture, y'all, nobody outside of Mississippi will want them. If they realize who these people are, their life is done. I'm telling you, whether if they're guilty or not, for them just closing their mouth, like nobody's gonna trust them.
What do you think they're gonna tell you? Because they just told you that Nolan
This man look like a grown man.
Boat.
This man is a grown man.
So if they told you that Nolan didn't get on the boat and popped up with this picture, what does it prove? It proves they lied. Just like the CETO call proves they lied.
And I'm going on a fishing trip with my friends. 3 trips.
Let me introduce you to Ike Pyron. Wyatt Pyron's brother.
Now, Ike Pyron, I did a video on this, maybe you guys forgot. It's very important that we get refreshed with the information that you have already been provided, because I think you guys are forgetting. There is information out there that Wyatt Pyron allegedly sent out racist epithets online. So they say this wasn't racially motivated. We'll just have to see.
Who is one of the friends that was with Nolan that day. Just read how he speaks about Black people in this message.
Okay, thank you so much, Nina. Nina Hodges. Girl, you on it. Let's get into what Nina Hodges said. And this is what I didn't say, but I alluded to it. Because what I don't want you guys to think is everything I'm saying is factual, but I want you to use your brain. Nina Hodges says, plus, Bart was in the picture and Bart was not in town a week before July, the 4th of July. Ding, ding, ding. I didn't say it like Nina said it, but I did say that according to what his mom said, he wasn't available. So how would Bart be in a picture a week earlier when he wasn't available, guys? Don't believe what they tell you. This is a mass cover-up. They have been trying to flag people accounts, getting people videos taken down.
Oh, they got a
doing
few
that?
of my
Because
videos taken
no
down.
one drowned, right? Well, at least that's what they want you to believe.
He said worthless Blacks. Oh, but it's not racially motivated? Let's see what more.
So it looks like allegedly the brother is putting out racist stuff online, calling Black people worthless Blacks.
Nolan Xavier Wells, and I'm going on a fishing trip with my friends. Free trip.
Let me introduce you to Ike Pyron, Wyatt Pyron's brother, who is one of the friends that was with Nolan that day. Just read how he speaks about Black people in this message. He said, worthless Blacks. Oh, but it's not racially motivated? Let's see what Warren's mommy's up to then. She's got a flag in the background that might be dinging some alarms in your head, doesn't it? She's got a flag.
Another thing that I just thought about this, guys, because again, we can't believe anything these people say. They are liars and barbaric animals. Brown Sugar 7626 said, the last time his mother talked to Nolan was on the 3rd. Remember, she said he was going to spend the night. We don't know if Nolan passed that night. We don't know. What we do know is his body was so badly decomposed that it made no sense. Because Nolan was alive on the 4th, and yet we see a picture of somebody in shorts, but we don't really see their face. We really can't say that that's Nolan, right? We really can't say that that's Nolan. But, well, I guess, because if you think about it, if he was arguing about his phone, then he would have had to make it through to the island. But Brown Sugar says the last time his mother talked to Nolan was on the 3rd, none on the 4th, which is strange. We only seen one clear picture of Nolan with the 3 guys sitting on the boat, but no timestamps, which we need. We really don't know, and that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Nolan's body was so badly decomposed. Did you guys know in a normal situation, the parents, loved one come and identify the body? Why was that step missed here? Because for some reason, they didn't want the parents to see his body, that they used dental records. So when you start to talking about metadata that somebody on that side possibly provided, can we really trust that? Can we trust that process? Because it wasn't just fake friends, a bunch of kids. The adults was involved in this. This is an extreme cover-up.
In the background that might be dinging some alarms in your head, doesn't it? Yeah, that would be the old Mississippi flag. Well, you know what's interesting? They haven't used the Confederate flag for Mississippi since 2020. So a new flag dropped 6 years ago, and you, a white woman judge, decide to keep the old one with the Confederate flag in it? And again, no emergency.
These are just signs of racism. You know, and I saw that picture of his mammy, the judge, the one that came out with the statements that was borderline intimidating people, but now all of a sudden she wanna say,
I don't wanna, hold on a second. You say Nolan Wells photo of the boat, right? change everything. Let me see what he say.
Did someone actually catch the fight on camera?
Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild.
We have got to talk about this. Now, I just saw this on Tisa Tells. I felt compelled to share this with y'all because this, I think, is very, very interesting. We got to go straight over to Threads. There's a guy by the name of, a person by the name of Tierney Simmons. He put up some photos, and this apparently, I think, the United Cajun Navy may have accidentally, unbeknownst to them, shown screenshots of the actual fight that there allegedly was. I mean, remember there was a fight with Trayston, but apparently there was another fight after Trayston left the island. What was going on there? I do not know. What that fight pertains to, we do not know. There's a lot of rumor and a lot of speculation that maybe Nolan Wells was a part of that fight, or maybe he was the center or the cause of that fight. We don't know. But one thing is for sure, there is some footage here that looks really, really interesting. And I just got to ask you guys this question. Could this actually be the fight that people are talking about? Remember, we've heard everyone of the likes from Nolan Wells' parents, Christine and Elmore, even Benjamin Crump, talk about that there was two fights, not just one, but two. Now, again, this is not a situation of like, oh, could this be a sighting of Nolan Wells sitting on the end of Mac Daddy's boat and all that stuff? No. But this is very interesting, and there is a sighting, a possible sighting of Nolan Wells in some of this footage. But you can see clear as day in this footage that there's no way no one saw anything. That's the problem. That's the main conversation. That's the main fight I have. Okay? If nothing nefarious happened to Nolan, somebody saw something. And maybe the nefariousness, if that's even a word, is the fact that they just turned their eyes, they just averted their eyes. They turned away and just let him continue to fight for his life without actually doing something to help him. Or maybe they tried to help him and they freaked out and then just ran. I don't know. No matter what, something really messed up happened here, and we need to get down to the bottom of it and understand what the heck is going on. But let's go over to this thread post, and it says, new photo has emerged of the 4th of July with Warren on Palm Beach boat. You're going to see that in a second. It's definitely Warren. Okay. Looks like a fight is about to take place with two boys in each other's face. It does look like that. It's very strange. And we're going to look at that here too. And others are just standing by and watching. Maybe they're egging them on. Maybe they're not. I don't know. But then this particular person who posted this gave added attorney Benjamin Crump and the Secret Service Sam, who's also a TikToker as well. Okay. I've been around long enough to know when two people earn each, like two people, I think he's saying two people are in each other's face like that. So he's been around long enough to know when two people are in each other's face like that. Okay. Is that Nolan Wells and Bart? I don't know. Okay. Again, everybody's innocent until proven guilty and all that. All right. There is only two black men in the water. There's a photo from the United Cajun Navy that just surfaced. How ironic. Everyone is drinking. What time was this taken? I'd like to know as well. And I think there's a second part here as well. And he says this means a lot of witnesses as well. Obviously, like we just talked about, it definitely shows that there's just everybody's bodies on bodies. Okay, everybody's on top of each other for sure. Have any of these people been spoken to? And why is the judge or the DA allowing the Caesar? I don't know the Caesar. Maybe the cease. I don't know what that is. Okay. Navy to release more photos and information. Nolan was drinking. Look, Warren got 2 beers. Now, we'll talk about the Warren having 2 beers or not, but let's take a look at some of these photos again. Okay. As you can see right here, that could very well be Nolan Wells right there. Or it could be another kid with the same type of hairstyle. Remember, this is not like he had a hairstyle that was super unique. A lot of kids rock that hairstyle. Okay. I know a lot of kids that rock that specific hairstyle that Nolan Wells was rocking. So this could very well be him, but it may not be. It could be somebody completely different. It could be another kid. Okay, so that's one thing for sure. But you can see people out there. They're on the boat. They're in the water. People have drinks in their hands. They look like they're having a grand old time for sure. But again, this is something interesting, right? Okay, and again, if you look at the full photo, you can't tell me that no one saw nothing. That's the problem. Again, like I've already said a million times ad nauseum, he could have drowned or something bad happened to this man. But I don't think it's all about just because he's black. It could have been kids being drunk, filled with ego, young, dumb, and full of, you know what I'm saying? And just drunk, acting the fool. If we do find out that, you know, it had to do with something nefarious that was, you know, sprouted or, you know, spawned from something racist, we will find out for sure. And like I said, we still keep it on the table because every possibility is on the table right now. But still, he was around a lot of people. So what happened here? Is it really just racism that took his life? I don't know about that. Something else happened for sure. Okay? Now here's another photo. And we're going to look down first. Now, to me, that looks like, I don't know what kind of drink, what kind of beer, the red can. He's definitely drinking a beer. That might be a Bud Light in the blue can, or a Michelob Ultra, or something of that sort. But that's definitely a beer. And then I don't know what that red can is. That could be root beer. That could be a Coke. I mean, that definitely doesn't look like a Coke can. But maybe, you know, he could be drinking some IPA type of beer. I don't know. Anybody who knows their beer cans or know their beers, definitely comment down below and let me know what you see. I mean, that could be another Busch type of beer, but it doesn't. I've never seen Busch beer in a fully red can. So I don't know what this can is, but I'm assuming it's an alcoholic drink. So he is definitely drinking. Okay, some underage drinking is definitely popping off right here. But let's go north of this photo. Let's take a look at this. Okay, what's going on right here? Is there something weird going on here, or is nothing going on? Take a look at that photo. Now, to me, what could it be? You know what I'm saying? The only thing I can think of is they're getting in each other's face. Okay, here's the thing. They for damn sure ain't playing spin the bottle. One of them definitely doesn't have an eyelash in their eye, and the other one's trying to blow the eyelash out. Okay? They for damn sure ain't about to start making out. So, what's going on here? To me, it looks like there's something going on here. It does. Why would they get that close in proximity to each other? But here's the thing. We don't know who the other kid, we don't know who the two kids are. That could have been another tussle, another argument, another situation that happened that had nothing to do with Nolan. Again, let me just say this, okay? Nolan, if this is Nolan, Nolan's all the way over there then. He's all the way over here. If I'm correct, this is within the same camera pan, right? The iPhone is panning around the area, showing the fun, showing the people, drinking libations, you know, getting in the water, enjoying the ocean, enjoying Horn Island, and ringing in the festivities, right? Ringing in the birthday of America, right? So if he's over there and this is what they assume is Nolan, quite possibly, right? Then who this then? Is this one of his boys? Again, could this be Nolan? I don't think it is. The kid is clearly wearing a baseball cap. We don't hear anything about Nolan Wells wearing or running around with a baseball cap. So he's wearing a baseball cap, or this person's wearing a baseball cap. So who's this person? And could this be the start of something? that turned into maybe something that caused Nolan Wells to get hurt? I got questions. Okay, but they definitely are drinking. They definitely having a grand old time. I mean, take a look at this too. Like I said, they for damn show ain't like, they ain't like secret lovers. Yeah, that's what they are. No, they're not doing that. So what the hell's this? What is this? Why would they get all up in each other's face unless they're like, I don't know. I just don't. I don't see how why would they would get so close to each other. But you never know. Maybe they're smoking a little herb and they're just like, you know what I mean, blowing it towards doing a shotgun or whatever the hell's called. You know what I'm talking about. One of y'all's gonna say it in the chat. It's called this, that, and the third. I don't know what it's called, but you know what I'm talking about, right? Maybe they're blowing some smoke into the other person's inhaling. But I just don't. I don't see many dudes. I don't see dudes do that though. I don't see dudes do that with other dudes. I don't see straight dudes do that to other dudes. You know what I'm saying? So I don't see that either. So what the hell is this? What's going on here? Mind you, this is shot from an angle, from afar. Let me just show you what I mean. Okay? It's an angle from afar. They look like they're in close proximity to each other, but maybe they're not that close in proximity to each other. But from here, it looks like they look like they're about to start making out. To me, it sounds, looks like, they're getting in each other's face. I don't know. What say you guys? I do think that this is interesting. Now, remember, they said there was information out here from the Cajun Navy saying that one particular person, like Matthew Lamp, was saying that there was some sort of altercation that was quickly pushed away, was quickly calmed down later on in the day. But then somebody else jumped in and said, oh, don't you be putting out some false information saying that we were involved. We had nothing to do with this. But that was all hearsay. That's all stuff that's being said on the social medias, right? Out here in the social media streets. So I don't know if the Cajun Navy ever interviewed Matthew Lamp and the other person just to see if they're going to tell the story again and give them more details. But in their investigation, in their documents, it showed that they were putting those comments in their documents as part of their investigation. So there was some sort of tiff. There was something. And then it was quickly calmed down. It was quickly stopped. And then everybody moved on. Again, could it have been a situation where, I don't know, maybe they continued the fight later. Maybe the altercation didn't happen until on the island later. Or maybe it just stopped right then and there and they moved on. So that's something I'm still kind of curious about. What actually happened here? Again, because I think that how this young man left this planet is very strange. It's too mysterious, y'all. And here's the other thing, too. And I'm going to hold on to this until they actually do give us this information. But the state did their autopsy, right? They have the results. If nothing nefarious showed up in that autopsy report, they would have already been put that information out by now, right? But they didn't. They're holding on to that information. And here's the other thing, too. From what we understand, Nolan Wells' family was supposed to go in there and see the results as well. And if they saw the results already, don't you think the parents would have said something if it was just a tragic accident? Something to think about. But the fact that they have not put that out there and they're using it, holding on to it, so that they can go into the investigation for their grand jury investigation and all that, says something to me. Something weird happened here. What happened, we still do not know. But again, those photos that you just saw, what do you think? Could that actually be depictions of fight number 2?
Wow.
That was just being said out here. It seems like it's been it seems like it's been like a wild urban legend at this point. We've never seen any proof of said fight. Could this actually be footage of the start or the end or the middle of this doggone second fight? Or no? What are your thoughts, guys? Comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. Hit that like button down below. Crush that subscribe button. We'll be talking here soon. Okay? Interesting photos. Definitely interesting. Anyway, it's time to get going. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. This is.
I'm gonna get on tomorrow night at 12 o'clock. You guys, majority of everybody was asleep. I was bored, so I got up and got on. I am 100% tired right now. I just wanted to get on, I guess, to get tired out because I wasn't sleepy. But you guys have a wonderful night, and I'll be on tomorrow, 12, probably 10. I'll say 10 o'clock tomorrow. Y'all have a great day.
Looking for a K-12 education that goes beyond the textbook, right from the comfort of home? Welcome to a new standard of online learning.
Beyond general education, our students dive into specialized virtual labs for real-world job readiness. Genealogy lab, historical lab, civil law, and our media and public speaking lab.
We prepare global citizens with immersive Spanish and French language tracks. And because we're proudly Florida-based and Step Up certified, families can access the elite education through state scholarship programs.
Diverse representation, academic excellence, and career readiness, delivered entirely online, wherever you are. Secure your child's spot today. Secure your child's spot today. Visit our website to enroll.